Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, and we're getting ready to make a little no-sew skirt for my jellyfish princess that I'm putting together with one of my Blythe dolls. But before I get started, I wanted to hop in here real quick and show you what I'm going to be using. So Walmart has these, what do they call these? Fat quarters. And they come in a little packet like this, and they have a little bow on them. And so that's what I'm going to be using. But before I do that, before I actually start making my project, I need to put these in the wash because sometimes things shrink a little bit. So let me do that, and then I'll be back to show you how to make a no-sew jellyfish skirt. Which color? They're all so pretty. Should I mix them up or just pick one color? We have turquoise, purple, pink, and blue. So I got my fabric out of the wash and the dry, and anyway, look what happened. I got some fixing to do here. So I have chosen this little girl right here to be my jellyfish princess. I've already got her earrings made and her little pole charm. And yesterday, I was able to finish getting these all washed and dried and folded up and untangled. And originally I was just going to go with this color for her. But I think I'm going to do this and another color, and I've got to figure that out. I want to make a little princess crown little thing for her, which that'll be another video, so stay tuned. But right now I'm like, I'm gonna do this. So maybe I'll do the pink also. Maybe these two colors. For one reason, let me take her glasses off. I'm gonna leave her eyes pink. Normally I don't like these pink eyes, but I think it's gonna work with her as a jellyfish princess. So maybe I should go with the pink and the seafoam green or turquoise or whatever you want to call that. I mean, I could go with the blue. I could go with the purple. But I think the pink is what I'm going to do. So we've got that decision made. We got our doll. We got that decision made. In addition to my fabric, which I have two pieces of fat quarters here, okay? I'm using this, this hemp right here. You could use any cording that you would like. I want this to be kind of boho looking, so that's one reason I'm using this. I thought about using my waxed cording, but I'm going to use this. And then I'm also going to use these beads. I used some of these beads on her little pole charm, so it's going to match. And I think that's everything I need. So to kind of give you an idea of exactly what we're going to do, this is it. I've just torn strips and I have put them on the cording here. And here's where the seed beads come in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we need 15 strips, and you can do it one of two ways. You can cut it and make it look all neat and nice. I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to actually rip pieces. I'm just going to take a little cut there. And I'm going to tear it like that. Now, one strip is actually going to be two pieces, okay? Because you don't need this big old long strip. So I'm just going to take this, and with my very dull scissors, I'm going to cut it in the middle. So I have 2 strips here. Okay. So now I need 13 or 15 rather altogether. So let me do that again so you can see what I'm doing. And this is probably about an inch or so. And they don't have to be exact measured. Okay. Just clip it. Carefully tear it down the middle or down there. Find the middle and cut it. So now we have 4 pieces. Well, let me finish this up and I'll be right back. All right, I have 10 pieces cut because I think I did these a little wider. Oops. Than this. Let me see. So I may not need 15. And depending on what doll you're doing this for, I'm doing this for a Blythe doll, but if you're doing it for a bigger doll, you just need to measure how big the waist is and go by that. All right, so I'm going to put these aside, and then I'm going to get some of this string, and we're going to take our doll, and we're going to do some measuring. So you want to measure around her waist, and you want to have enough for her waist, and then on the sides to be able to tie this on her. That's how it's going to how you're going to put it on her. You're not going to snap it or Velcro it. You're going to actually tie it around her. So you want to make sure that you have enough. Here, let me show you. So here she is. And I'm going to take her arms and move them out of the way. Put this around her waist. And I'm going to cut more than I need because I can always trim it off, but I can't add to it. Let's see, how long is this? Okay, so we got 1, 2. This is about 18 to 20 inches long, which is way more than you need, but you know, like I said, less is better. So let me move her aside. Set her over here out of the way. And what we're going to do next is put our fabric onto our cord here. And I'm actually going to start in the middle. I'm going to find the middle here. And I'm going to find the middle here. And I'm just basically looping it into here and then pulling it tight. And that's how you attach all these little scraps, and you can move them around how you want. Okay, and these little strings, and you can just trim them off. I'll probably have to go back at the end of this and trim them off. But like I said before, if you don't want it all ravelly looking like this, you can go back and you can actually cut it with a good pair of scissors. Maybe use some of that, I forgot what it's called. You know, it's kind of like glue stuff. Oh, I can't think of it. I'll put it down here though. But it's like a glue stuff that you put on fabric. So it's fray check, so it doesn't fray. Or you could even zigzag it, or you could sew it if you wanted to hem it. But I'm not doing that. All right, so I think, let's see, what do I want to do next? Maybe pink. And remember, you can move these around. So and just tighten that. Now I want to show you something here. Do you notice something? See how I didn't do it the same? You could do it that way if you wanted to, or if that bugs you, you could take it apart and do it the other way. There is two different sides of this. The reason that happened is because I had done one in one direction and I did the other one in the other direction. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish putting all these on, and I'll come back to show you what is next. So I have all the fabric tied on here, and I really didn't worry about if these were going in the right direction. This is boho. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, if it bothers you, then, you can pay attention to that. But I did not. And, some of the fabric is turned in one direction, some is in the other. That's all right, too. And I wound up using, I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So 9 of these little 1-inch strips. Like I said, it just depends on how skinny you do your strips. These were 1/2 inch, and so I needed 15. These are 1 inch. I needed 9. So it just depends on how you want to do it. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use our E-beads. And we're going to use our hemp here, or whatever type of cording you have. And I am just going to put the beads on here, however. And you know what? I have some really pretty kind of turquoise beads. And I think I got some pink ones too, come to think of it. I may get those and add this. These are the beads I was telling you about. And I've got some clear beads. I actually may add some beads besides the E-beads to this. So let me go get those out, and then we'll string up some beads here. So I've got some of these clear crystals, and then the E-beads. Aren't these pretty? May add a little bit of this, and I may add a little bit of this. It's got some gold in there. Let's see, how many of these do I want? There we go. Or maybe a little bit more. If that's not enough, I can always come back and get some more. All right. Put these aside. Let me just start stringing up some beads here. And how many do I want? Let's see, how many did I put on this skirt? Probably have about 6 or 8 there. And remember, so when I'm going to do this, it's going to be doubled up. So I want to, well, let me show you. So I'm going to string up a few over here. Oh, these may not fit on there. Okay, won't be using the crystals. Oh, no, let's see. I hope these fit. These should fit. That's one thing with this jute, or this, sometimes, is it hemp or is it jute? It's hemp. It's not consistent with its thickness. Now, I just cut this at an angle to kind of like make it a little needle, and that goes on a lot better. I wonder if this will go on there now. Oh, those actually did. Yeehaw. Good. Yeehaw. Where'd that come from? All right, let's see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 beads, and then I'm going to do another 8. Let's see. One, two, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, maybe another one of these. 6, 7. Leave a little bit, another little bling. To cut that at an angle. Okay, so now I'm going to tie a knot at the end here. And I'm going to do another knot. We'll do a double knot. I'm going to make sure these beads don't fall off. And do these knots right on top of each other. Sometimes you just have to feed them down. And then I'm going to put these down here to make sure they're not going to fall off, which they're not. And then, let's see, how long do I want this? I'm going to make it as long as this thing, or maybe a little bit shorter. Feed these down. And I added a little bit more for the double knot and the end of it. There. And there. So this is what you wind up having. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be 8 on both sides. So you have this little thing. And if it's more on one side than the other, that's fine too. So then the way you're going to hook it on is the same way you hooked on the fabric. Let's see where I want this. I'm going to put it right in between these two. I got it looped over. And I'm just going to put these through the loop. Make sure the beads stay where they're supposed to. And I'm just going to pull it tight. See? And you have your little dangle here. And if you want, you can take these little things and you can fray them out. Let's see. Let me trim these a little bit. They're a little long. You're just going to fray them out. And then you can take a pen or a needle. Let me go get one. So I'm using a bead reamer, but you could take a pen or a needle or any sharp object and just comb these out. And as time goes on, they will fray more and more. And that's what you want. At least that's what I want. If you don't want this, you can cut them off a little shorter. I wouldn't cut them off too short. Maybe just leave a little bit. Because you don't want them coming untied. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple more of these things. Let me do several more and get them on here, and I'll be back. So I think I've got it pretty much all done. I just did 3 little strands, And they're different sizes. Some are shorter than the other. But again, it's a boho, so however you want it. And you can make it, you know, non-boho. But I really like the way this came out. And if I wanted to, I could actually, you know what? I think I'm going to add some beads at the end here too. And then when it's tied, she can have some beads hanging down her back there. And these little crystals, I didn't think they were going to work, but they worked just fine. Let's see. Go ahead and tie a knot back here. And I'll fray those ends later. See how I frayed all the ends? And then this side, let's see, let's do, well, there we go. I was going to say, that one doesn't want to go in there. Like I said, if you have trouble with the beads fitting on these, just cut the tip at an angle. Yeah. And then it kind of makes like a little needle. And usually your bead will fit right in there. Okay, get this knot tied. And then I am going to put this little skirt on my doll. And I'll show you what it looks like. Oh, this looks nice. I like that I put the beads on the ends there. And there it is, all complete. I just left her little bloomers on. But it's full enough where if you just wanted to, she could go commando, or you could put some underwear on her, or maybe bathing suit bottom. Because it's full enough where you're not going to see anything. You see all her little beads hanging down. I just need to make her a little crown now. Stay tuned for that video. It's coming up soon. And then here's the back of it. And that is the no-sew Jellyfish Princess skirt made out of fat quarters, or you could probably use some scrap fabric too. Anyway, I'm going to take some pictures of her and I'll put it at the end of this video. I'll take some pictures of her in this and then also in this. Thanks for joining us today. This is Terry Jeanette with Be Creative and the Tapping Flamingo, signing out for now. Bye-bye.